Great layering on it. And it's kind of like a New Haven type blend. It's like New Haven meets Neapolitan in terms of like the crust. I like the singed pepperonis on it. It is hefty. Okay, so you can see the layering on it. It has a ham on the bottom, then it goes to the mozzarella, then it goes to the pepperoni and sausage. This one is amazing. Look at Pong. Awesome. Guys, gals, James, Coolist. Do not adjust your screen. I am in the lab, but this is my Licari's video. I was a little late on this video and I was undecided if I wanted to make the video. I decided to, so I need to give this preface. Okay, so Michigan is a huge pizza state. Take a look at Detroit, and Detroit is usually on your top 5 of pizza cities in the United States. You're gonna have New Haven, you're going to have New York, you're going to have San Francisco, and Detroit is always usually in the top 5. Just Google it and take a look at that first page of results. Maybe I can link some in the description below as well, but you'll see it. And it's home to one of the most successful pizza franchises on the planet, Little Caesars. And you might say, James, yeah, you're a sellout, they're corporate. What I see is someone with a passion for pizza that took their love to a multi-billion-dollar level. I mean, they own sports teams, they own buildings, they run a large part of that city, and that emanates in the culture. There's some phenomenal pizza places in Detroit and in Michigan. All right, so where am I going with this? Let's fast forward. So I get to Grand Rapids, which is on the other side of the state, but I love Grand Rapids. It's like if Minneapolis and Chicago had a daughter or a son, all right? Gotta remain gender neutral. All right, so I like it. It's a bit more progressive than Detroit, a little cleaner. To me, it's a great city. So what do I immediately do? Of course, I look for the best pizza place in Grand Rapids, and I find this article. It was done by this amazing person, and this person traveled all across Michigan. I believe 2,000 miles across all of Michigan and hunt for the best pizza in the entire state. And Michigan, for those of you who live there or have been there, if you want to traverse that state, it is a lot of effort. And the #1 place was called Licari's, and it was in Grand Rapids, and I was elated. I was just very, very enthused. So I immediately do the best I can to get there at night. I think I got in pretty late. They closed at 10. I went to the gym, as I always try to do ahead of time so I don't feel so guilty. I rush in, I get there at 9:22. And the place was closing. Now, typically from my restaurant experience, and you're talking to a guy that not only worked at a restaurant, but a guy that goes to a ton of restaurants, I mean, that's a huge part of this channel. If you're closing down at 9:22, it's for one of two reasons. Number one, the place isn't that good, or number two, your management isn't that good and they just want to get out of there. All right, so this is a Monday night, and you might say, James, it was a Monday, it's in Grand Rapids, it's not right downtown. There were 2 conventions there, and it was the place that I went to immediately. And I refuse to believe I was the only pizza lover in Grand Rapids that night with 2 huge conventions. All right, so there wasn't a soul in the place, and what the article relayed, as opposed to what I experienced, were deeply, deeply contrasted. We're deeply polarized. So if you read the article, and I'll link it below, it's very, very well done. There's some places in Detroit on this list. I believe there's some in Saginaw. This person went all across Michigan in search of the best pizza. So if you're a Michigander, take a look at this article because it was very, very, very well done. And I believe Grand Rapids had the top pizza place and #4, I believe. So anyway, you can see I'm just gonna roll my intro. As you can see on my intro, I'm outside the Embassy Suites, which is a beautiful hotel, by the way. Make sure you check that place out. It was a great intro. I was right by this really, really cool fountain that was breathing water, and you can see how jubilant I am to kind of go get there. And then how's that for an intro? Look at that. All right, so Pizza Detective, apparently the best in Michigan, is in Grand Rapids. I read this amazing article online, and this person traveled all across Michigan, over 2,300 miles, went to over 200 spots, and found apparently the best pizza, and it exists in Grand Rapids. I'm in Grand Rapids, I'm here for business, but it's also one of my favorite cities, period. It's a crossing between, I'd say, Chicago and Minneapolis. Phenomenal food, phenomenal beer, phenomenal people. Just met a few locals who just walked by, just super friendly. It's not what we get out in California. I'm from the Midwest originally, and I love it. But anyway, back to Licari's, #1 in the state apparently, and I guess their signature pizza is my favorite, pepperoni. Apparently they have some other exotic stuff too, like turkey meatball and some other things like that. Who knows what we're gonna order? But I do know one thing. We're off to apparently the best spot in Michigan, Licari's. We're gonna get a pepperoni and we're gonna see what else happens. All right, I'm gonna jump my Uber. It's apparently about 4 miles from downtown, so it's a bit of a drive. It's not walkable, but hey, it's #1 in Michigan, and I'm gonna link this article below. It's really well done. If you read it, you'd be going too. We're gonna find out if it's good together. All right, quest for the best, let's do it. And then my Uber pulls up, and I was out of position. It caught me off guard because typically I get out of the Uber, set up my cameras and walk in, and I panicked because they look to be shutting the doors at like 9:20, 9:22 to be specific. So I just bolt in there and get an order and try to do the best I can because #1, it is about the pizza. This is an informative channel. It's really not meant to be entertaining. I mean, if you find it entertaining, that's fine. Whatever you get from this channel, you get from it. But you know, this isn't one that's this isn't a novelty channel. I really try to quest for the best in terms of my slices of pizza. And I just bolt in, stop the girls from closing the door, order 2 pizzas, probably ruin their night. I don't care. I had to try Michigan's best pizza. So my footage is very, very short. All right. At Licari's, and here is choice #1. This is the capricciosa, prosciutto di Parma, tomato, mushroom, fresh mozzarella, and basil. Look at that. And the one down here would be the crowd pleaser. This is the one that's the most famous for. It is the capone. It is salami, pepperoni, and sausage. It makes it so natural. So, great layering on it. And it's kind of like a New Haven type blend. It's like New Haven meets Neapolitan in terms of like the crust. I like the singed pepperonis on it. It is hefty. Okay, so you can see the layering on it. It has a ham on the bottom, then it goes to the mozzarella, then it goes to the pepperoni and sausage. This one is amazing. The capone. Sure. All right, the pizza, spoiler, it very well could be the best in Michigan. It was unbelievable. It was really, really good. If you told me it was the best pizza in Michigan and then fed it to me, I would say I believe you. I haven't been across Michigan, so I can't make that claim, but I would agree that the pizza was exceptional. It was excellent. Why were they closing at 9:22? Was it because they had 2 young girls in there, I'd say 19, 20, 21, who wanted to get out of there? They weren't getting any tips and they had better things to do? That's fine. I'm sympathetic and empathetic towards that. I was young once. Or is there no one coming in at 9 o'clock because of the poor customer service, right? Was it the chicken or the egg? Is there a means to an end, or is this the ends to a mean? I don't know, but I will say that with every Art Prize was in town as well. Okay, so you had 2 conventions and Art Prize, and you mean to tell me that no one is at the best pizza place in Michigan? I just find that hard to believe. So something is askew. All right. There's a reason why this article, which seems to be written during the day, because they talk about a family environment with someone behind the bar, like a maternal or grandmother type figure who kind of runs shop, and it really kind of invokes memories and feelings of an old Italian type of place. And that's what I was expecting to get, even at 9 o'clock at night. I was expecting to get something like that, and it was nothing to what I experienced. And then I walk outside and do the best I can at night to try to give my rundown of what happened. All right, so that was an interesting experience. It was weird. I'll start off by saying one of the 2 pizzas was really, really good. The Capone pizza is what they're known for. Could it be the best pizza in Michigan? Yeah, it could be. It wasn't the atmosphere that I was looking for. And, listen, it's not an atmosphere channel, it's a pizza channel. Judge it based off the pizza, yes, but I pull up at 9:22 and the 2 girls were already cleaning up. They were young, okay, they wanted to go somewhere. I get it, I was that age once too, but listen, if you're working, you're working. And they just weren't into it. And you know, I didn't even have a chance to really do much in terms of, you know, review the pizza and take shots like I normally do, and it's kind of upsetting. The capriola wasn't that good. All right, it just wasn't. It was soupy, it was watery, it was whatever. But the capone was absolutely unreal. It was actually one of the densest pizzas I've ever had. Phenomenal pizza. It's really well done. It's just a shame that the atmosphere wasn't what I was hoping it would be. I mean, if it was $9.45 or $9.50, and even if they refused to take an order, I would say I understand. I've worked at a restaurant before. I work in the service industry. I'm in sales. I get it. Okay, walk in 5 or 10 minutes before. Even though if your hours say you're open, you should be open. You walk in a little bit before, and I get it. But I walked in at 9:22, and it says officially they close at 10. That means you should be taking your last order at 9:45, and those girls want to get out of there. So I'd say that the pizza, the Capone pizza, it's worth the drive from downtown 100%. Right? This pizza right here is unreal. The other one, the capriola, I didn't even take with me. It wasn't even worth it. It was just a little soupy. It's not my style. I typically like my pizza to be traditional. You saw it had tomatoes and basil on top, and I asked the lady what she recommended, and I wanted something different. I was gonna go with like the Hawaiian style, but in an Italian place, it just didn't make any sense. So listen, it's worth the drive. Like I said, it's probably the best pizza in Michigan. Just a weird experience. I wish I would have been there when maybe the owners were in there. I wish I would have been there during the day when management was there. I wish I would have been there probably under different circumstances. I think I would have enjoyed the experience a lot more because it is off the beaten path. It is 4 miles from downtown. It does have that mom and pop type feel. But you walk in at 9:30 on a Monday night and it's 2 college girls or 2 high school girls and they just want to get out of there. The service is lacking, the atmosphere is lacking, and that kind of transfers into the overall experience. So would I say go? Yeah, listen, pizza, if you're in it for the pizza, go. Absolutely 100% go. This Capone is one of the best pizzas I've had all year. I'd say it's like in between New Haven and a Neapolitan style pizza. Very similar. Kind of has a Neapolitan to it, and it has some New Haven influences as well. But in terms of the overall, I guess go there before 8:30. This isn't my best work a slice of life, but this is the way it happened. I'm not here to synthetically or artificially doctor the video to make it look one way or the other. I was really excited. It is a great place. I thought the pizza was really good. I thought the customer service was really poor. The girls obviously did not want me there. And to me, if you don't want someone there to just shut the doors and close at 9, right? If the hours say till 10 o'clock, in my opinion, and I want to hear what you guys think about this, when the hours say 10 o'clock, when is last order? To me, that's typically 9:30, 9:35, all right? I'm not expecting to walk in there at 9:55, or any bar for that matter, and get a dinner or a drink right before close, all right? I get that. Anyone, to me, culturally, it seems to be a norm where there's like a 5 to 15 minute grace period at any retail place. That could be a tanning salon, or that could be a pet food place. I mean, if you're shutting the doors 5 or 10 minutes early, I get that. But if you're a restaurant and, you know, we do a lot of these on the channel, and you're closing at 10, typically your last seating is at 9:30 and you need to order right away, okay? So anyway, I was there approximately 40 minutes before close. These are not intricate dishes. These are not culinary marvels, okay? This is pizza. The pies came out in 10 minutes. They could have easily just been shutting down at 9 o'clock if they wanted to. What I think it was a slow night and the girls wanted to get out of there, but that came through, right? I mean, sometimes I've walked into a place and the people are like, oh my God, I was so bored. Thanks for coming in. And that really makes me feel special. So I over tip or try to be friendly or whatever I can to try to keep them company, because I've been in slow work environments as well. And it is kind of like death by 1,000 paper cuts. But those girls just seemed disinterested, period. And it really hampered the experience. So that was my take on Licari's. If you're just a fanatic and a maniac about pizza, then go check this out, because if you're basing it on pie alone, yeah, it could very well be the best in Michigan. If you're looking for more of an experience and you expect the utmost in customer service, or at least decent customer service, right? C average. If you're looking for C average customer service, At nights, this may not be the place for you. Maybe my experience is an anomaly, and I'm not saying don't go to it. This is not an anti-Licari's video or anything like that. This is just simply my experience, and I would go back there again because the pizza was so good to see if my experience was the exception or the norm.